Yes, fight fans, this is Body and Mind Sports. Welcome. You are fully appreciated if you are here for another session of boxing talk. And in this round, I will be talking about another fight on the Saul Canelo Alvarez Edgar Berlanga fight card. This time round, I will be talking about one fight that everybody is rubbish and saying it was a boring fight. That fight was a great fight to me. Fantastic technical work, genius, just a genius, an artisan at his work. And I really loved the work of Erislandy Lara in the ring on Saturday versus, of course, Danny Garcia. Erislandy Lara defending his WBA title at 160 middleweight. That is, guys, against Danny Garcia, 2 times champion, well, a 2-division champion. And of course, we know now that Erislandy Lara beat Danny Garcia via a TKO in the 9th round to retain his title. So congratulations to Erislandy Lara, who is 41 years old now, due to be 42 actually. Danny Garcia, 36 years old, and we know exactly how he got himself in this position in the first place. Danny Garcia, that is, I'm talking about. Danny Garcia used to be a 147 pounder, and my analysis of the situation and my feeling as to why he left 147 is that that division just became a bit too beastly for him. I mean, you had a beast in Terence Bud Crawford. You had a beast in Errol the Truth Spence, you know, who had all the titles, and though there were no other fighters that could pry the titles from them. Danny Garcia tried against Errol Spence and failed miserably, and so there was no other opportunity there for him at 147. On top of that, you had a rising star in someone a lot of people title as the Phenom, heavenly gifted Jerome Boots Ennis. And Danny Garcia being, you know, the one other credible fighter in the division other than Errol the True Spence and Terence Bud Crawford at the time, you know, of course, Terence Bud Crawford and Errol the Spence at the time looking to face each other and possibly move up to 154. They had their own plans already mapped out. So Danny Garcia, the only credible fighter that, of course, Boots Ennis could build his name off of, since he was, you know, in fact, so heavily avoided in the division. And Danny Garcia, in fact, was left on his own. You got Keith Thurman, who more or less retired, has not fought in how long. And you had guys like Sean Porter, who's, you know, called his retirement after losing to Terence Bud Crawford in their fight. So Danny Garcia, he just knew that it was time to call it a day at 147, because he did not want to be the next, you know, the next highlight reel on Jerome Boots Ennis's record. So he skipped and jumped ship and went to 154, and his first opponent in that division was, of course, an ex-opponent of Terence Bud Crawford at 147, someone that Terence Bud Crawford already knocked out. And that, of course, was Jose Benavidez, older brother to David Benavidez. And Danny Garcia beat him via a majority decision, guys. So not too much distance in skill level between the two, judging by that result. So yeah, but however, since 2020, December 2020, that is when Danny Garcia faced and was beat by Errol the True Spence. He's only fought one time up until now, and the guy's name I've already mentioned, Jose Benavidez. So that begs the question, guys, why such a sudden move to 160? Of course, again, a beastly division. The division is just too deep. In fact, not only beasts alone, but this division has both land and sea. So you got beasts and you got dangerous fishes and sharks, and the waters are infested. The jungles are infested by danger. And Danny Garcia knew, if I stay here, I am nothing but food. You got Terence Bud Crawford, who just became a champion there in his first outing against Israel Madrimov. Then you got Israel Madrimov too. You got Errol the True Spence, who Terence Bud Crawford beat, but has beat Danny Garcia already. So he's an animal too. You got well, Errol the True Spence has not campaigned at 154 yet, but that is his target. So let me continue. You got Fundora. You got Fundora, guys. Man, too much activity. Volume puncher. He's just coming at you. He wants to just break you apart, Fundora. You got Tim Tszyu, and then you got Virgil Ortiz, guys. Yeah, straight animal, and he's big as well. And then you got who's the guy that Virgil Ortiz beat in his last fight? You got Sergey Bohachuk. Yeah, I swear to God, Danny Garcia is not surviving, and he feels exactly the same way that I do, and he had to leave. And of course, he wants to cement his he wants to raise the profile of his legacy before he cements it. So yeah, he was looking for a straight title grab at 160, and of course the soft target who he fought was Erislandy Lara at age 41, nearly 42. Was not soft target at all. I guess the short-sighted mole in Danny Garcia spoke to him, and it spoke loud, and Danny Garcia, he listened. He listened, guys. The short-sighted mole should never listen to him. You know, he is short-sighted, send you right in the wrong direction. You know, and that's what he did to Danny Garcia, moving up to 160 to challenge for Erislandy Lara's WBA title. And the fight was nothing but just one-sided. A style matchup that really don't suit each other for a great fight for fans. But me, wherever I see good work, I'm excited, you know. So you got Erislandy Lara, who relies on movement, you know, fighting on the outside, a piston jab, you know, and a disciplined one at that, you know. And then you got the arrow, the bow and arrow left hand, you know, that is constantly cocked, and uses angles, you know, to for defense and to set up his opposition. Danny Garcia, on the other hand, is a high pressure fighter. You know, if he can't counter you and he can get on the inside, he's getting in there and he's getting to work, you know. And then we got he's also a counter puncher as well. Got good power. I mean, he's got exceptional power, especially in his left hook, and reasonable IQ, great fundamentals, and again, also, however, though, naturally, something else, he got a great chin, guys. Danny Garcia has a great chin, and where he does suffer from, though, his footwork is just stuck in the mud. He finds it hard to cover, you know, long distances, which I would have thought he would have seen that might be a problem with Lara, because Lara is tall for the division. He's well, not tall, but for Danny Garcia, he's tall. He's rangy. Fights on the outside, like I've said. So all these attributes are all attributes that can counteract and, you know, just subdue Danny Garcia's abilities, and it showed on the night, because Danny Garcia just couldn't get past Erislandy Lara's jab. Erislandy Lara jab wasn't too busy, but it was accurate and it was strong, and it kept Danny Garcia at bay. Erislandy Lara was doing enough, and of course Danny Garcia didn't do too much to get past that jab either, because because Erislandy Lara's stance is constantly like a bow and arrow. If you get past that jab, that straight left is coming, guys, like a piston. He's got a piston straight left, and it's dangerous, and it's accurate, and it is powerful. And guess what? Also, it's coming from a big man. You got a good chin at 147, possibly 154, but we didn't really get the chance to see that. But at 160, man, this is a whole different division. And he was just every time he hit Danny Garcia, I could just see that the effects that it was having on him. Danny Garcia was getting frustrated that he could not get on the inside, even though in this fight, Erislandy Lara, known for his footwork, you know, he likes to work the ring, but he didn't do that in this fight. He's 42 years old. He can't, you know, he can't. He didn't even try. Maybe he can, because 42 years old, people think people at 42 can't move, but he can. I think he can, but he didn't need to do that in this fight, you know. And it just goes to show you the disparity in skill level between Garcia and Lara, for Lara to just take center stage, you know, and just wait on Danny Garcia's you know, movement. Just wait on him to move, wait on him to make mistake, you know, setting him up, doing anything that he wanted to do with Garcia on that night. The only thing Lara was not doing is the activity, guys. The activity was very, very low, but that's where Danny Garcia comes in as a pressure fighter. Once you negate that, there's no game, especially for the fans. There's no game. But for me, I thoroughly enjoyed it, because I could see how Lara's mind was ticking, and the end was inevitable, because all Danny Garcia was doing all night was trying to circle Lara to find an opening, which we all knew there was not. Even the commentators were urging, you know, that Lara should pick up the pace, but why pick up the pace when what he's doing is working already? And of course, he's 42 years old. He does not want to overwork his body. Boxing is not a game, guys. It is a sport, but it's a serious sport. It's a life and death sport, and you want to keep your health, your body for as long as possible. If you can avoid getting into a firefight, do so by all means. And that was Lara's game plan, and he painted a picture, and it was a great piece of art by his own words, a Picasso, and I am in agreement with that. And because I'm a true lover of the sport, I'm a true lover of not just the two fighters coming together like crash dummies, but I love the true science behind the sport, and Erislandy Lara displayed it in perfect picture, guys. Perfect picture. And yeah, so the end was inevitable. Erislandy Lara got rid of Danny Garcia in the 9th round. Danny Garcia, like, I gotta say it, man, as much as I love the talent in him, he quit on his tour between the 9th and the 10th round. His father, you know, called it, and that was the end of the show. Fans were not too pleased about how the fight went, the activity, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. But with that said, that's all I have for you on this one. I'll see you next time on the next boxing talk right here on Body and Mind Sports. But before you leave, do like, do share, subscribe, and drop your comments below so that I know how you are interacting with us. I want you to interact with us. We need to talk, you know, because it's all about boxing. If you love boxing like I do, drop your comments. And with that said, like always, stay very blessed. And yeah, now that, you know, Erislandy Lara has that great win, who should he face next? Because 160, he really doesn't have that many options when it comes to big names that he can have a big fight with. Someone that he can, you know, can give him that big check where he can retire and say, yeah, I did great in boxing and I earned a lot of money doing so. Of course, you have fighters like Janibek Alimkuni. You got Janibek Alimkuni, who is the WBO and IBF title holder at 160. So he's a unified champion at 160. And then we got Carlos Adames, who is in possession of the WBC title. Would Erislandy Lara venture to unify with any of these opponents next? I don't know, but I believe he will give any one of them the problems of their life. He will give them the bee's knees. You know, whether he will win or not, that's that remains to be seen. But I would love to see a fight between the champions, because there's nobody, literally nobody at 160. And of course you got Jamal Charlo, but Jamal Charlo right now is going through troubles of his own with the law. He actually crashed his Lamborghini into another vehicle, and according to the reports, he fled from the scene. So police had to you know, chase him down and get him to stop before, you know, charging him with a DWI. So he's facing that charge right now. We hope that he does get through it. You know, this is not the first time one of the Charlo brothers have been in issue with the law before, but people have problems in their lives, and all we ask for, all real people ask for, is that may they get through it, you know, in the right way, and of course get back to better days. And I would love to see Jamal Charlo in the ring. A big talent like Charlo should not go to waste just sitting out and getting rusty. His outing versus Benavidez was emphatic, brilliant, unanimous decision win there. Took every single round in that fight. So would love to see Charlo back, possibly against Lara, Jamal Charlo, that is. And with that said, that's all I have for you. Stay blessed.